Now we're going to talk about polynomial functions. Now, if you just looked at this part right here, okay, because they give us this form for a polynomial function, that is the power function, right? Okay, but now we're extending it. We're saying, well, there can be more things that can be added to it. Now, one thing that we have to say, though, is n is going to be a non-negative integer. For a polynomial function, our exponents have to be integers, positive or zero integers, okay? This represents the coefficient still. You'll notice these addition signs. So, you know, something plus something, you know, and then dot, 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 so there could be terms in between. You could have a really long polynomial. And what else? Every term has a coefficient and an exponent. Coefficient and an exponent. Now the exponent there is 1. And you look at the last term, you see the coefficient, that's a constant. If you wanted to put x to the 0 power, you could. And that's, you know, that would be fine. We don't usually do that. We usually just let it be a constant, so that you know. But that would be then the general form. You're having your exponents go in decreasing order. So whatever you start with, you know, n, oops, where's my n? You know, say it's 10, then the next one, you know, could be 7, and then 3, and then, you know, 2, and then 1, or something like that for the exponents. But they're going to go in decreasing order. N needs to be the largest exponent, okay? The last term, if you have a constant, will be at the end, okay? All right. Notice that our polynomial function, this is the definition of a polynomial function, or the polynomial function in general form. Notice that it's in one variable. So you have these coefficients, you know, we talked about the coefficients. We have those designated with subscripts, you know, just to say, okay, you're going to have different coefficients. The coefficients have to be, by the way, real numbers. They don't have to be integers, but they do have to be real numbers, okay? So we're not going to have I in here because we're not going to have imaginary numbers. What was I going to say about the coefficients? Okay, so each term is separated by an addition sign. So you have, you know, a term here, and a term here, and a term here, and a term here, and maybe some terms in between. But all of them are separated by additions. Each term has a coefficient and an exponent. Okay? I think that's all I want to say. Oh, one thing on the one variable thing, a note. In the past, you might remember having something like x squared plus 2xy plus y squared. Remember stuff like that? I don't know if you remember, but you know, we've had things like that where there was both an x and a y in the polynomial. Not for polynomial functions. They're going to be in terms of one variable. Okay? So not this for polynomial functions, in case you were wondering.